Hey guys, welcome back to the channel on a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. It is a return to the series of Synergy Bro! In the series, I look at different synergies and kind of look at the applications on your teams, on your characters, and what changes it really does make. And obviously it's been about a month since I uploaded the last Synergy Bro video, so I'm slacking a bit, so let's just get into some synergies. The synergy group I really wanted to look at for a long time is one that I'm going to dub the Guardians group. And it really isn't one specific synergy, it's a group of synergies. But the greatest thing about this is similar to the mutant synergy, is you can kind of pick and choose with them and treat it like a pick of mix to create a very strong synergy group and kind of improve a lot of stats for your champions or round a lead champion when you're doing your questing. And before I go anywhere, the source that I use for all my Marvel Synergy creations and my research is marvelsynergy.com. It's a fantastic website and I strongly recommend going to the link in the description, going over and supporting this because it's a great source for anybody that plays Marvel Contest of Champions. You get to kind of identify where your synergies lie, you get to kind of create a few things, and at the same time you get a lot of knowledge based stuff which is great for further advancement in the game. So what are the synergies within the group made up of? Well, it's friends, teammates, rivals, even family. Obviously that's applicable to Nebula and Gamora and Thanos if you have him, as well as inseparable, which is between Rocket and Groot. Now that's great, but what do they all mean? Well, friends is all about armor rating increase, teammates is about perfect block increase, rivals is critical damage increase, family is health increase, and finally inseparable is special 3 increase. So why is this synergy group or large groupings of synergies so important? Well, in Marvel Contest of Champions, there's 53 characters that benefit from the teammates synergy bonus, there's 35 champions that benefit from the rivals bonus, 58 for friends bonus, also there's 21 for family and only 1 or 2 for inseparable. It's quite a slim number for the last ones, but still a huge amount of characters get the benefit of those synergy bonuses. The great thing about the Guardian synergy grouping and the outer groupings means that you can get some really intense bonuses, and how it can really benefit your roster is the way you consider the way you do questing. In particular, say Master, Heroic, anything with regards to monthly events, this can be incredibly helpful. One thing I like to do is treat this as a pick and mix system. What do I mean by that? Well, if there's one particular character I feel is better overall than others, I will then put that in if I find that there's weakness in certain areas. And in particular, there is a huge weakness which this synergy group seems to kind of buff a little bit, which I think is quite good. Now, if we consider other games where you've got things like tanks, things that take a lot of damage. So when you've got a character, say, that's pretty weak and has a low armor rating, isn't very good with perfect block, adding a team like this to that kind of weak champion that's maybe weak on armor, weak on perfect block, that you could then make this team as a kind of a bolster to that champion, making their weakness kind of either an average or a strength, which means that you can then focus on delivering damage and not worry about taking damage. Now, with all that kind of rating increases and kind of improvements, you can choose to kind of base that kind of strength around armor, block proficiency around one champion. As you can see here, a champion that's got fairly weak armor rating even is Gwenpool, so I've decided to put her in here. And I like the aspect that I could use that champion and kind of take her out and put someone else in, or maybe even base this around a Guardians of the Galaxy member. So I want to strengthen my Star-Lord going into a Realm of Legends fight, then I would put him in. Also handy for all other 5 stars when doing this, and even 4 stars. Strong around a Guardians of the Galaxy based person, so if it is your lead champion, you may choose for questing for that to be done. And it's quite cool because a lot of the kind of individual champions are good in their own right. I would say from that list, Star-Lord would be good, Drax would be good, and Rocket Raccoon would be another kind of good follow-up. Gamora's good with the bleed, especially on the L2. So your choices to kind of mix and match things would be kind of an advantage, and using that team would surely kick some necessary ass. So for the purpose of a test, I'm going to use Drax as a lead champion to kind of have that synergy group from, to kind of give him a bit of a bolster. We're going to do it without the synergy group to begin with, and then do it with after. And through the kind of improvements, we're going to see a dramatic increase to the amounts here. So the armor rating should go up by 485. There could be actually a further 95 in that as well. The same thing with the critical damage rating. That's going to increase to 230 more than that, so that's going to put it way above 700. The other thing is then block proficiency technically should go up to about 90%. And obviously coupled with a good mastery, it means that it should theoretically be a lot better. Now, the one downside and major criticism about Marvel Contest of Champions and the game and the way it runs is you don't get to see the applied synergy bonuses on the attributes, so you never really know whether or not this is actually taking place. And I would love to see those stats in the future, Kabam. It would really improve the aspect of a visual of what we're seeing and the statistics based on the improvements. They're meant to be bonuses, for God's sakes. So let's get into the fight. We want to see what damage we're taking prior to the synergy group being applied, and then after we'll look at the post and kind of compare the numbers off. Now during that fight, what we saw was numbers around block 115, parry 34, an unblocked, for example, attack we took 504, and then finally there was crit damage of 1000 plus. So hopefully, if the synergy group is very good on the application, we're going to see a lot of those scores reduced down. So let's compare it off and see what happens. Hopefully, yes, a dramatic reduction, because that's really annoying to receive so much damage like that. So there we have it, folks. There were reductions there, not huge amounts that I was hoping for, but there still was stuff to kind of like test through. So we saw that the blocks reduced down to 94 from 115. We saw on a point of a parry, the only kind of applicable damage that we saw from time to time was 28. Also, when it came to an unblocked hit, we were taking 415 instead of 504, so that's a good reduction. And also crits were down at least 100 damage there. So it does show an application that there is reduction, or kind of bolstering up the champion that maybe is weak for armor rating. And obviously you're going to find that rank 5 champions of 4-star variety and obviously 5 stars are going to be a lot stronger. But it's still good to see a synergy group that's still working quite effectively with champions when you're doing questing. So that has been this edition of Synergy Bro. It's all been about the collective synergy groupings and synergy bonuses around the Guardians group. And it's obviously a group of champions applicable to the Guardians of the Galaxy, if you don't know what this was about. Similar to the Mutant Synergy group, except for Synergy group for Mutant is more based around kind of boasting a great attack. These guys are all about defense, so weaker and less armored champions are kind of better for this. So yeah, give your thoughts on the Guardian Synergy group in the comments below. It's one of these kind of underrated synergy groups I think that a lot of people like, some people don't, but it's more about kind of, like I said, bolstering the defenses, like a tank. I've been RichTheMan. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for Marvel Contest of Champions based content. Give a suggestion for a synergy group you'd like me to look at in the comment section below. And I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.